Welcome to TrendsZ, home of trends. Today's topic is all about water, the lifeblood of our planet. From its essential role in our daily lives to the dangers posed by contaminated water, we'll dive deep into the things you must know about water, its significance, and how we can protect ourselves from waterborne diseases. Stay tuned as we uncover the hidden truths about one of the most vital resources on Earth. The origins of water, a natural and divine phenomenon. Water, one of the most essential elements for life, is a profound natural phenomenon intricately tied to the universe's creation. Yet, its origins are not merely scientific. They also point to the intentional design of a creator, reflecting the divine wisdom behind the cosmos. From a scientific perspective, water's journey began billions of years ago. At the universe's birth, approximately 13.8 billion years ago, the Big Bang produced the simplest elements, hydrogen and helium. Hydrogen, a key component of water, became abundant in the early universe. Oxygen, the other crucial ingredient, was formed later in the hearts of stars through nuclear fusion. When massive stars reached the end of their lives, they exploded as supernovae, scattering oxygen and other elements across the cosmos. In the cold depths of interstellar space, these elements combined under the Creator's natural laws to form water molecules. These molecules became part of comets, asteroids, and other celestial bodies. It was through these carriers that water was brought to Earth during the Late Heavy Bombardment, a period roughly 4 billion years ago when countless meteorites and icy comets collided with our planet. These events delivered the water that would fill Earth's oceans, lakes, and rivers. Some water also formed directly on Earth through volcanic activity, as hydrogen from the planet's interior mixed with oxygen released during eruptions. Together, these processes ensured that Earth was blessed with the abundant water necessary for life. From a theological perspective, water's presence is more than a product of cosmic and geological events. It is a manifestation of divine provision. Water, with its unique properties, is perfectly suited to support life. Its ability to exist in 3 states, solid, liquid, and gas, within Earth's temperature and pressure ranges allows it to sustain the intricate systems that nourish creation. This versatility is no accident, but rather evidence of God's purposeful design. The Bible often highlights water's sacred role, symbolizing purification, life, and renewal. From the waters of creation in Genesis to their role in baptism and spiritual cleansing, water is a recurring testament to God's sovereignty and care. By recognizing both the natural and divine aspects of water, we see its origins as a bridge between science and faith. Its cosmic journey and essential role in sustaining life point not only to the vastness of the universe, but also to the Creator's infinite wisdom and love for all creation. The water cycle, nature's eternal recycling system. The water cycle is Earth's most efficient recycling system, a natural process that moves water through various states and locations, ensuring its availability across the planet. This cycle, also known as the hydrological cycle, is powered by solar energy and gravity, enabling water to transition between the atmosphere, land, and oceans. While the process seems straightforward, it is a complex interaction of multiple components working harmoniously to sustain life. The cycle begins with evaporation, where the sun's heat converts surface water from oceans, lakes, and rivers into water vapor. Plants contribute through transpiration, where water evaporates from their leaves. Together, these processes release moisture into the atmosphere, increasing humidity levels. Once in the air, the water vapor cools and condenses into tiny droplets, forming clouds in a process called condensation. These clouds, carried by wind currents, distribute moisture across the globe. When the droplets and clouds grow heavy enough, they fall to Earth as precipitation in the form of rain, snow, sleet, or hail. The precipitation replenishes water sources on land, where it either infiltrates the soil to recharge groundwater or flows into rivers and streams as runoff, eventually returning to the oceans. This seamless cycle continues indefinitely, maintaining the balance of Earth's water supply. Despite its elegance, the water cycle is under threat from human activities. Deforestation reduces transpiration, while urbanization increases runoff and decreases groundwater recharge. climate change accelerates evaporation and alters precipitation patterns, leading to more frequent droughts and floods. Protecting the natural water cycle is essential for sustaining ecosystems, agriculture, and human life. By recognizing its importance, we can take measures to preserve this vital system for future generations. Water as a universal solvent. One of water's most remarkable properties is its ability to dissolve more substances than any other liquid, earning it the title of universal solvent. This property arises from water's polar molecular structure, which features a slight positive charge on the hydrogen atoms and a slight negative charge on the oxygen atom. These charges enable water molecules to attract and surround ions and polar molecules, breaking them apart and forming solutions. This property is fundamental to life on Earth. In biological systems, water dissolves nutrients, minerals, and gases, transporting them to cells and tissues. In the human body, for instance, water facilitates the delivery of oxygen and nutrients through the bloodstream while removing waste products like carbon dioxide and urea. Without water's solvent capabilities, cellular processes such as metabolism and energy production would be impossible. In nature, water's solvent properties contribute to the formation of ecosystems. It carries essential nutrients downstream, supporting aquatic life and nourishing plants. Additionally, it plays a critical role in weathering rocks and forming soil, which sustains terrestrial ecosystems. On a global scale, water dissolves carbon dioxide, regulating the Earth's climate by storing carbon in oceans. However, water's ability to dissolve substances also makes it vulnerable to pollution. Harmful chemicals and waste can easily mix with water, contaminating ecosystems and drinking supplies. Protecting water quality is therefore crucial for maintaining its role as the universal solvent and preserving its life-sustaining functions. Freshwater, Earth's most precious resource. Freshwater is the lifeblood of terrestrial life, yet it accounts for only 2.5% of Earth's total water. Most freshwater is locked away in glaciers and ice caps, leaving less than 1% readily accessible for human use in rivers, lakes, and aquifers. This scarcity makes freshwater one of the planet's most valuable resources. Humans depend on freshwater for drinking, agriculture, sanitation, and industrial processes. It irrigates crops, provides hydration, and supports ecosystems that supply food and materials. However, freshwater is unevenly distributed across the globe. Regions like the Amazon basin are water-rich, while others, such as the Middle East and Sub-Saharan Africa, face chronic water shortages. Rapid population growth, urbanization, and climate change exacerbate these disparities, creating water crises in many areas. To address freshwater scarcity, innovative solutions are being implemented. Desalination plants convert seawater into freshwater, though the process is energy-intensive. Rainwater harvesting systems capture and store rainfall for later use. Water recycling and conservation practices are also gaining traction, helping to reduce wastage and ensure sustainable use. Freshwater's scarcity underscores the importance of equitable distribution and sustainable management. Governments, organizations, and individuals must work together to protect this finite resource, ensuring that future generations have access to clean, reliable water supplies. Oceans, the heart of Earth's water system. Oceans are the largest reservoirs of water on Earth, covering more than 70% of the planet's surface and containing 97% of its water. They regulate global climate, support marine ecosystems, and provide resources that sustain billions of people. Oceans are not just vast bodies of salt water, they are dynamic systems that influence every aspect of life on Earth. One of the ocean's most critical functions is climate regulation. By absorbing heat from the sun, oceans act as a global thermostat, moderating temperatures and reducing extreme weather. They also absorb carbon dioxide, playing a key role in mitigating climate change. However, this comes at a cost. Increased carbon absorption leads to ocean acidification, which threatens marine life, particularly species like corals and shellfish that rely on calcium carbonate to build their structures. Oceans are also biodiversity hotspots, hosting a staggering variety of life forms, from microscopic plankton to massive whales. These organisms form complex food webs that sustain not only marine ecosystems, but also human communities that depend on fishing and aquaculture for food and livelihoods. However, overfishing, habitat destruction, and pollution, particularly from plastics and oil spills, jeopardize ocean health. To protect oceans, international efforts are underway, including marine conservation zones, sustainable fishing practices, and initiatives to reduce plastic waste. Preserving oceans is essential not only for marine life, but also for maintaining the planet's overall balance and ensuring the survival of humanity. Groundwater, the hidden lifeline. Beneath the Earth's surface lies a vast reservoir of water known as groundwater. Stored in underground aquifers, groundwater accounts for approximately 30% of the world's freshwater supply and serves as a crucial resource for agriculture, industry, and drinking water. Despite its importance, groundwater often goes unnoticed, earning it the title of the hidden lifeline. Groundwater forms through the infiltration of rainwater and surface water into the soil. Over time, this water collects in porous rock formations, creating aquifers that can store water for decades or even centuries. Groundwater is particularly vital in arid regions, where surface water is scarce. It provides a reliable source of irrigation for crops and drinking water for communities. However, groundwater is not an infinite resource. Over-extraction, driven by agricultural and industrial demands, depletes aquifers faster than they can recharge. This leads to a range of problems, including land subsidence, reduced water quality, and the drying up of wells. Additionally, pollutants like pesticides, industrial waste, and sewage can contaminate groundwater, making it unsafe for use. Ice and glaciers, the frozen reservoirs. Ice and glaciers are often considered Earth's natural water towers, storing approximately 68% of the planet's fresh water. These frozen reservoirs are vital to maintaining the planet's water balance and play a critical role in regulating climate and supporting ecosystems. Found in polar regions, such as Antarctica and Greenland, as well as high-altitude mountain ranges like the Himalayas and Andes, glaciers act as steady suppliers of fresh water by releasing meltwater during warmer months. Glaciers are formed over thousands of years through the accumulation and compression of snow. This process creates dense ice masses that slowly flow downhill under their weight, shaping landscapes and carving out valleys. The meltwater from glaciers feeds major rivers, such as the Ganges, Yangtze, and Colorado, which sustain billions of people and countless ecosystems. However, glaciers are among the most threatened water sources due to climate change. Rising global temperatures accelerate glacier melting, causing them to retreat at alarming rates. This leads to several problems, including reduced freshwater availability for downstream communities, disruptions to ecosystems, and rising sea levels that threaten coastal areas. The loss of glaciers also disrupts the albedo effect, a process where ice reflects sunlight, helping to regulate Earth's temperature. Without this reflective surface, more heat is absorbed by the planet, further exacerbating global warming. Protecting glaciers requires immediate action to combat climate change. Reducing greenhouse gas emissions, adopting renewable energy, and implementing sustainable practices are critical steps. Additionally, raising awareness about the importance of glaciers can encourage collective efforts to preserve these essential water sources for future generations. Atmospheric water, the invisible resource. Atmospheric water, in the form of vapor, clouds, and precipitation, is a crucial yet often overlooked component of Earth's water system. Although it accounts for only 0.001% of the planet's total water, its role in distributing moisture across the globe is invaluable. Atmospheric water drives weather patterns, sustains ecosystems, and ensures the availability of fresh water through precipitation. Water enters the atmosphere primarily through evaporation from oceans, lakes, and rivers, as well as transpiration from plants. Once in the air, water vapor condenses into clouds, which transport moisture over long distances. When conditions are right, this moisture returns to the surface as precipitation, replenishing water sources and supporting life. Technological advancements have allowed humans to harness atmospheric water directly. Atmospheric water generators, AWGs, extract moisture from the air and condense it into liquid water, offering a sustainable solution for regions facing water scarcity. These devices are particularly useful in arid and semi-arid areas where traditional water sources are limited. Despite its benefits, atmospheric water is highly sensitive to climate change. Rising temperatures increase evaporation rates, leading to more intense and unpredictable weather events, such as storms, floods, and droughts. Protecting the delicate balance of atmospheric water requires addressing climate change and preserving natural ecosystems like forests, which play a vital role in regulating moisture levels. By understanding and respecting the significance of atmospheric water, we can develop innovative strategies to conserve and utilize this invisible yet indispensable resource. The chemistry of water, why it's unique. Water's unique chemical properties make it indispensable for life. Composed of 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom, H2O, water is a polar molecule, meaning it has a slightly positive charge on one side, hydrogen, and a slightly negative charge on the other, oxygen. This polarity is the key to water's extraordinary behavior. One of water's most notable properties is its ability to form hydrogen bonds. These bonds occur when the positive end of one water molecule is attracted to the negative end of another. This creates a cohesive network that gives water its high surface tension, allowing insects to walk on its surface and plants to draw water from their roots to their leaves. Water's polarity also makes it an excellent solvent, capable of dissolving a wide range of substances. This property is essential for biological processes such as nutrient absorption and waste removal. In addition, water's high specific heat capacity allows it to absorb and retain heat, moderating temperatures in organisms and the environment. Another unique feature of water is its density anomaly. Unlike most substances, water expands as it freezes, making ice less dense than liquid water. This allows ice to float on water, insulating aquatic ecosystems during cold seasons and preventing entire bodies of water from freezing solid. These chemical properties highlight water's unparalleled role in supporting life and maintaining planetary stability. They also underscore the need to protect water from contamination, as its ability to sustain life depends on its purity and availability. The role of water in human evolution. Water has been a defining factor in human evolution, shaping where and how early humans lived. Access to fresh water was critical for survival, influencing migration patterns, settlement locations, and the development of civilizations. Early humans evolved in Africa, where abundant water sources, such as rivers and lakes, provided drinking water, food, and fertile land for gathering and hunting. These water bodies also offered opportunities for innovation, such as the creation of tools for fishing and the use of boats for transportation. As humans transitioned from hunter-gatherer societies to agricultural communities, water became even more important. The development of irrigation systems allowed early civilizations to grow crops and sustain larger populations. Ancient societies, such as those in Mesopotamia, the Nile Valley, and the Indus River Valley, thrived because of their proximity to water sources. Water also played a role in shaping human physiology. The ability to sweat, for example, is an adaptation that allowed humans to regulate their body temperature in hot environments, enabling them to travel long distances in search of water and food. Today, water continues to influence human development, driving advancements in technology, agriculture, and infrastructure. However, the challenges posed by water scarcity and pollution threaten the progress made over millennia. By understanding water's role in our evolutionary history, we can better appreciate its importance and work towards sustainable management practices. Water in religion and spirituality. Water holds profound significance in religion and spirituality, symbolizing purity, renewal, and the interconnectedness of life. Across cultures and belief systems, water is regarded as a sacred element used in rituals, ceremonies, and expressions of faith. In Christianity, water is a central symbol of purification and rebirth. Baptism, a sacrament performed with water, signifies the washing away of sins and the beginning of a new life in faith. Similarly, in Islam, water is used for wudu, ablution, a ritual cleansing performed before prayers to achieve spiritual purity. Hinduism reveres rivers as sacred entities, with the Ganges being the most prominent example. Pilgrims travel to its banks to perform rituals, seek blessings, and purify themselves. In Buddhism, water symbolizes clarity, calmness, and the flow of life, reflecting the teachings of mindfulness and impermanence. Indigenous cultures also hold water in high esteem. Many view it as a living entity with spiritual energy, deserving of respect and protection. Ceremonies often involve offerings to water bodies to honor their life-sustaining properties. The universal reverence for water underscores its spiritual and cultural importance. It serves as a reminder of humanity's shared connection to this vital element and the responsibility to protect it for future generations. Water's role in shaping Earth's geology. Water is not just essential for life. It is a powerful force that shapes the physical structure of the planet. Over billions of years, water has carved landscapes, created valleys, and influenced the formation of continents. From the vast canyons sculpted by rivers to the coastlines shaped by ocean waves, water is one of Earth's most dynamic geological agents. Rivers and streams are among the most visible examples of water's geological power. Through erosion, they wear down rocks and transport sediments, which are eventually deposited to form fertile plains and deltas. The Grand Canyon in the United States, for instance, was carved over millions of years by the Colorado River, leaving behind a stunning geological record of Earth's history. Water also plays a key role underground. In karst landscapes, groundwater dissolves soluble rocks like limestone, creating caves, sinkholes, and underground rivers. Famous examples include the vast cave systems of Kentucky's Mammoth Cave and Vietnam's Son Doong Cave. These hidden geological wonders showcase water's ability to transform the unseen world beneath our feet. Glaciers, massive rivers of ice, are another example of water shaping geology. As they flow slowly over land, glaciers scrape away soil and rock, leaving behind U-shaped valleys, fjords, and moraines. During the last ice age, glaciers covered large portions of the Earth, dramatically altering its surface and creating features that remain today. Water's geological influence extends to the coasts, where ocean waves and tides continuously erode cliffs, form beaches, and reshape shorelines. This interaction between water and rock demonstrates the balance between destruction and creation that defines Earth's dynamic systems. Protecting water's geological functions is essential for maintaining natural landscapes and ecosystems. By studying and respecting the power of water, we can better understand the forces that have shaped our planet and continue to influence it today. Water and climate regulation. Water is central to regulating Earth's climate, acting as a buffer against temperature extremes and driving weather patterns. The oceans, which store vast amounts of heat, are particularly important in maintaining the planet's energy balance. Without water's unique properties, Earth's climate would be far less hospitable for life. The ocean acts as a giant heat sink, absorbing solar energy and distributing it through currents like the Gulf Stream. These currents transport warm water from the tropics to higher latitudes, moderating temperatures in coastal regions and influencing global weather patterns. For example, El Niño and La Niña events, which result from changes in ocean temperatures, have significant impacts on rainfall, droughts, and storms worldwide. Water vapor in the atmosphere also plays a key role in climate regulation. As a greenhouse gas, it traps heat and keeps the planet warm. However, excessive water vapor, caused by higher evaporation rates due to global warming, can amplify climate change by intensifying the greenhouse effect. This feedback loop underscores the delicate balance required to maintain stable climate conditions. Clouds, which form from condensed water vapor, reflect sunlight back into space, helping to cool the Earth. However, they also trap heat, creating a complex interaction between warming and cooling effects. Scientists continue to study these dynamics to better understand how water influences climate systems. On land, water regulates climate through its interaction with ecosystems. Forests, for example, release water vapor through transpiration, which cools the atmosphere and promotes rainfall. Wetlands act as natural carbon sinks, absorbing greenhouse gases and mitigating climate change. Protecting water resources is crucial for maintaining these climate-regulating functions. Efforts to reduce pollution, preserve ecosystems, and mitigate climate change will ensure that water continues to support a stable and livable planet. Human body and water. The blueprint of life. Water is the foundation of human life, making up about 60% of the human body and playing a vital role in every physiological function. From cellular processes to organ systems, water is the medium through which life operates. Understanding how water interacts with the human body provides insight into its indispensable role. At the cellular level, water is essential for maintaining structure and function. It acts as a solvent for nutrients, minerals, and enzymes, allowing them to dissolve and participate in biochemical reactions. Water also facilitates the transport of oxygen and nutrients into cells while removing waste products like carbon dioxide and urea. Without water, cellular metabolism would cease, and life would be impossible. In the bloodstream, water is the primary component of plasma, which transports blood cells, hormones, and nutrients throughout the body. It also helps regulate body temperature by distributing heat and enabling sweating, a mechanism that cools the body during physical exertion or high temperatures. Water supports the function of vital organs, including the brain, which is about 73% water. It cushions the brain and spinal cord, protecting them from injury. In the digestive system, water aids in the breakdown of food and the absorption of nutrients. It also prevents constipation by keeping waste materials soft and easy to eliminate. Dehydration, or the lack of adequate water, can have severe consequences for the human body. Even mild dehydration can impair cognitive function, cause fatigue, and reduce physical performance. Severe dehydration can lead to organ failure and death. To maintain optimal health, humans need to consume enough water daily. Factors such as age, activity level, and climate influence water needs. But a general guideline is to drink at least 2 liters, 8 glasses per day. Consuming water-rich foods, such as fruits and vegetables, also contributes to hydration. Water's role in the human body underscores its importance as a blueprint for life. By understanding its functions and ensuring proper hydration, we can enhance our health and well-being. Water as a driver of innovation. Throughout history, water has been a catalyst for human innovation, inspiring solutions to challenges in agriculture, engineering, transportation, and technology. As a resource that supports life and sustains economies, water has driven the development of tools and systems that have shaped civilizations. In ancient times, humans developed irrigation systems to harness water for agriculture. The construction of canals, such as those in Mesopotamia and Egypt, allowed early societies to cultivate crops and sustain growing populations. These innovations laid the foundation for modern agricultural practices. The power of water also inspired advancements in engineering. The invention of the water wheel revolutionized energy production, enabling mills to grind grain and factories to operate machinery. Later, the development of hydroelectric power plants harnessed the energy of flowing water to generate electricity, providing a renewable energy source that continues to be a cornerstone of modern energy systems. Waterways have been central to transportation and trade. Rivers, lakes, and oceans provided natural highways for ships, facilitating the exchange of goods, ideas, and cultures. The construction of artificial waterways, such as the Panama and Suez Canals, further expanded global connectivity and economic opportunities. In recent years, water has inspired cutting-edge technologies, from desalination plants that turn seawater into drinking water, to atmospheric water generators that extract moisture from the air. Advances in wastewater treatment and recycling have improved water efficiency, addressing scarcity in arid regions. As the world faces growing water challenges, innovation will remain essential. Technologies like smart irrigation systems, water-efficient appliances, and advanced filtration methods offer solutions for sustainable water management. By investing in research and embracing innovation, humanity can continue to thrive in harmony with this vital resource. Floods, the devastating power of water. Floods are one of the most common and destructive water-related disasters, capable of wiping out entire communities, damaging infrastructure, and causing widespread loss of life. Floods occur when water overwhelms natural or man-made barriers, such as rivers, lakes, or drainage systems, and spreads across land that is typically dry. Several factors can contribute to flooding, including heavy rainfall, snowmelt, tsunamis, or the overflow of dams. There are various types of floods, each with unique characteristics and impacts. Flash floods occur rapidly, often after intense rainfall over a short period, while river floods happen gradually as rivers overflow due to prolonged rainfall. Coastal flooding can result from storm surges during hurricanes, affecting low-lying coastal areas. Urban flooding is increasingly common in cities with inadequate drainage systems, where rapid urbanization and impervious surfaces prevent water from being absorbed into the ground. The consequences of flooding are severe. In addition to the immediate destruction of homes, roads, and businesses, floods can also lead to the spread of waterborne diseases, such as cholera and dysentery, which can cause public health crises. Flooding often displaces large numbers of people, leading to long-term economic hardship and loss of livelihoods, especially in agricultural regions. Climate change is exacerbating the frequency and intensity of floods. Rising global temperatures are causing more extreme weather events, such as heavy rainfall and storms, which lead to increased flood risks. Coastal cities, in particular, are vulnerable to rising sea levels, which contribute to more frequent and severe flooding events. To mitigate the impact of floods, communities are increasingly focusing on flood prevention and preparedness. This includes building resilient infrastructure, improving flood forecasting and early warning systems, and promoting sustainable land use practices to reduce flood risks. Despite these efforts, flood management remains a critical challenge as populations grow and climate change accelerates. Droughts, the silent water crisis. Droughts, often referred to as the silent disaster, occur when there is a prolonged period of abnormally low rainfall, resulting in water shortages that affect agricultural, industrial, and domestic activities. Unlike floods, which are immediately visible, the effects of drought unfold gradually, often with far-reaching and long-term consequences. Droughts can have devastating impacts on agriculture, as crops fail and livestock suffer due to the lack of water. In many regions, farming is heavily dependent on seasonal rainfall, and a prolonged drought can lead to food shortages, price hikes, and economic instability. The resulting food insecurity can also contribute to political instability, as governments struggle to manage the social and economic fallout. Water shortages during a drought can also lead to the depletion of water resources for drinking and sanitation. This increases the risk of waterborne diseases, such as typhoid fever and cholera, particularly in developing countries where access to clean water and sanitation is already limited. Droughts can also lead to the loss of biodiversity, as ecosystems struggle to survive without adequate water. While droughts are a natural occurrence, human activities such as over-extraction of groundwater, deforestation, and poor land management practices exacerbate their severity. In regions where water resources are already scarce, the risk of drought is heightened. Climate change is further amplifying drought conditions by altering precipitation patterns and increasing the frequency of extreme weather events. The response to droughts involves both short-term relief and long-term water management strategies. Governments and organizations implement water rationing, provide food aid, and build infrastructure to store water for future use. In the long term, sustainable water management practices, such as rainwater harvesting, efficient irrigation systems, and the restoration of ecosystems, are critical in preventing and mitigating the impacts of droughts. Tsunamis, the catastrophic impact of underwater earthquakes. Tsunamis are large, powerful ocean waves generated by undersea earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, or landslides. These waves can travel across entire ocean basins at incredible speeds and, when they reach coastal areas, can unleash catastrophic destruction. Tsunamis differ from regular ocean waves, as they have a much longer wavelength and can cause water to rise rapidly, flooding vast areas of land. The most devastating tsunamis are often triggered by underwater earthquakes, particularly those that occur along tectonic plate boundaries, such as the Pacific Ring of Fire. When the seafloor suddenly shifts due to an earthquake, it displaces a massive volume of water, creating a series of waves that can propagate for hundreds or even thousands of miles. Upon reaching shallow coastal regions, these waves can grow in height and cause severe flooding, sometimes reaching several meters above sea level. Tsunamis are especially dangerous because they can occur with little warning. While modern tsunami warning systems use seismographs and ocean buoys to detect early signs of tsunamis, many regions still lack effective early warning infrastructure, particularly in developing countries. This means that when a tsunami does strike, the effects can be devastating, as people have little time to evacuate. The most infamous example of a tsunami is the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami, which killed over 230,000 people across 14 countries. In addition to the immediate destruction, tsunamis also leave long-term consequences for affected communities, including the loss of infrastructure, livelihoods, and access to clean water. The recovery process can take years, as affected regions rebuild and address the public health and environmental challenges that arise. To mitigate the impacts of tsunamis, efforts focus on improving early warning systems, developing coastal defenses such as breakwaters, and enhancing public education and preparedness. Coastal communities also need to be aware of natural warning signs, such as a sudden retreat of the ocean, which can indicate an approaching tsunami. Tsunamis serve as a reminder of the raw power of water and the need for global cooperation and preparedness to reduce the loss of life and property. The continued study of oceanic processes and the development of advanced warning systems are critical to minimizing the devastating effects of future tsunamis. Water-related disasters are among the most destructive forces on Earth, with floods, droughts, and tsunamis claiming thousands of lives each year and causing widespread economic and environmental damage. As climate change continues to alter weather patterns, these disasters are expected to become more frequent and intense, making it essential for societies to invest in prevention, preparedness, and adaptive solutions to safeguard lives and ecosystems. Waterborne diseases. Understanding the risks. Waterborne diseases are illnesses caused by consuming or coming into contact with contaminated water. These diseases are often the result of inadequate sanitation, poor water treatment, and lack of proper hygiene practices. Pathogens such as bacteria, viruses, and parasites in contaminated water can cause a wide range of health problems, from mild gastrointestinal discomfort to life-threatening conditions. The most common waterborne diseases include cholera, dysentery, typhoid fever, and diarrhea, all of which are particularly prevalent in regions with poor access to clean water and sanitation. Waterborne diseases are most prevalent in areas where people rely on unsafe water sources, such as rivers, lakes, or wells that are not adequately treated or protected. The contamination usually happens through fecal matter from humans or animals, which pollutes the water. As populations grow, the demand for water increases, often leading to the overuse of contaminated water sources, which further amplifies the spread of these diseases. The global burden of waterborne diseases is significant, especially in developing countries, where inadequate access to safe drinking water and sanitation infrastructure is common. Prevention of waterborne diseases involves improving water quality, sanitation, and hygiene practices. Ensuring access to safe, clean drinking water is crucial. This can be achieved by purifying water through boiling, filtration, or chemical treatment, and by ensuring that water sources are protected from contamination. Hygiene education plays a key role in preventing the spread of these diseases, as hand washing and proper sanitation practices are effective in reducing transmission. Cholera, a deadly waterborne disease. Cholera is an acute diarrheal infection caused by the bacterium Vibrio cholera. It is primarily spread through drinking water or consuming food contaminated with the bacteria, often in areas where sanitation is poor. Cholera outbreaks can be explosive, with a rapid increase in cases and deaths if left untreated. The bacteria release toxins that affect the intestines, leading to severe diarrhea and dehydration. If not treated promptly, cholera can lead to death within hours due to severe dehydration and electrolyte imbalances. Cholera is commonly associated with areas experiencing poor hygiene conditions, especially during floods, where water sources become easily contaminated with fecal matter. The disease is more likely to occur in areas with insufficient sanitation infrastructure, such as refugee camps, rural regions, or overcrowded urban slums. Preventing cholera requires a combination of clean water access, good sanitation, and public health education. The most effective prevention method is ensuring access to safe drinking water, which can be achieved through water treatment methods such as filtration, chlorination, or boiling. Proper sewage disposal and sanitation facilities also help prevent the contamination of water sources. Oral cholera vaccines are available and have been used in some regions as an additional layer of protection, particularly during outbreaks. Typhoid fever, a hidden threat in contaminated water. Typhoid fever is a bacterial infection caused by Salmonella typhi, which is transmitted through the consumption of food or water contaminated with the bacteria. Infected individuals shed the bacteria in their feces, and when water sources become contaminated, the bacteria can spread rapidly within communities. Typhoid fever is a serious illness, with symptoms including fever, abdominal pain, fatigue, and loss of appetite. If untreated, it can lead to severe complications and even death. Typhoid fever is particularly common in regions where sanitation practices are lacking, and it is often found in communities with inadequate water treatment. In many parts of the world, typhoid fever continues to be a significant public health concern, especially where overcrowding and poor water quality exacerbate the spread of the disease. Preventing typhoid fever involves improving water quality and sanitation infrastructure, ensuring that water is treated properly before consumption. Boiling water or using chemical disinfectants can eliminate the bacteria present in contaminated water. Vaccination is another key preventive measure, with typhoid vaccines available for those in high-risk areas or those traveling to regions where the disease is prevalent. Diarrheal diseases, the silent epidemic. Diarrheal diseases, including those caused by E. coli, rotavirus, and Shigella, are some of the most common and deadly waterborne diseases globally. These diseases cause a range of gastrointestinal symptoms, including watery diarrhea, nausea, vomiting, and abdominal cramps. In severe cases, diarrhea leads to dehydration, which can be fatal, particularly in young children, the elderly, and individuals with weakened immune systems. Diarrheal diseases spread easily when individuals consume contaminated water or food. Poor sanitation and hygiene are key contributors to the spread of these diseases, as fecal matter from infected individuals contaminates water supplies. Diarrheal diseases are a leading cause of death in developing countries, where access to clean water, sanitation facilities, and healthcare is often limited. Prevention of diarrheal diseases involves improving water quality through filtration, chlorination, and boiling, as well as improving sanitation infrastructure to reduce contamination. Promoting hand washing with soap, especially after using the toilet and before handling food, is a simple but highly effective measure to prevent the spread of these diseases. Vaccination against certain strains of E. coli and rotavirus can also help reduce the burden of diarrheal diseases in high-risk populations. Schistosomiasis, the silent waterborne parasitic disease. Schistosomiasis is a parasitic infection caused by flatworms of the genus Schistosoma. The disease is contracted when people come into contact with water contaminated by the larvae of these parasites, which are released by infected snails. The larvae penetrate the skin and eventually develop into adult worms that can migrate to various organs, including the liver, intestines, or urinary tract, causing long-term damage. Symptoms of schistosomiasis include abdominal pain, diarrhea, blood in the urine, and liver damage. Schistosomiasis is most common in tropical and subtropical regions, particularly in parts of Africa, Asia, and South America. It is often associated with poor water management and irrigation practices, where standing water provides an ideal environment for the intermediate snail hosts. Infected individuals can spread the parasite in freshwater environments, further perpetuating the cycle of infection. Preventing schistosomiasis involves controlling snail populations and reducing human contact with contaminated water. Improved sanitation and water management practices are critical in eliminating the habitats of the snails. In addition, treating infected individuals with antiparasitic medications can help reduce the prevalence of the disease. Public health education is also essential to raise awareness about the risks of contaminated water and the importance of safe water sources. Ensuring safe water for all. Waterborne diseases represent a significant global health challenge, particularly in regions where access to clean water and proper sanitation is limited. The prevention of these diseases requires a multifaceted approach, including improving water quality, investing in sanitation infrastructure, promoting hygiene education, and increasing access to vaccines and treatments. By addressing these issues, we can significantly reduce the burden of waterborne diseases and ensure that safe water is available for all, safeguarding public health and promoting a better quality of life for communities worldwide. The science behind hydropower, harnessing water for energy. Hydropower is one of the oldest and most efficient methods of generating electricity, utilizing the kinetic energy of flowing or falling water to produce power. Water's movement, whether from rivers, streams, or artificial reservoirs, is converted into mechanical energy using turbines. This mechanical energy is then transformed into electrical energy through generators. Hydropower plants can operate on various scales, from massive dams like the Hoover Dam to smaller micro-hydro systems suited for local use. The efficiency of hydropower lies in its renewable nature and its ability to provide a consistent energy source. Unlike fossil fuels, hydropower relies on the natural water cycle, making it sustainable as long as water flows persist. This process produces no direct greenhouse gas emissions, contributing to its reputation as a clean energy solution. However, the science of hydropower also requires careful planning to minimize environmental and social impacts, such as habitat disruption and displacement of communities. Dams and reservoirs, the backbone of hydropower. Dams are the cornerstone of hydropower infrastructure, designed to control the flow of water and create reservoirs that store large quantities of water. By releasing water in controlled amounts, dams can generate electricity on demand, making hydropower a reliable energy source. Reservoirs also serve additional purposes, such as irrigation, flood control, and water supply for nearby communities. Iconic projects like the Three Gorges Dam in China highlight the immense potential of hydropower to meet global energy demands. However, dam construction often comes with significant trade-offs. Large-scale projects can flood vast areas, displacing communities and disrupting ecosystems. Sediment buildup in reservoirs can also reduce a dam's efficiency over time. Despite these challenges, advancements in dam design and technology aim to balance energy production with environmental conservation. Run-of-the-river systems, a sustainable alternative. Run-of-the-river hydropower systems offer a more sustainable alternative to traditional dam-based methods. Instead of creating large reservoirs, these systems generate power by diverting a portion of a river's flow through turbines before returning the water to the river. This approach minimizes environmental disruption, as it does not require extensive flooding or large-scale alterations to natural waterways. These systems are ideal for regions with consistent river flow and minimal seasonal variation. While they may not produce as much power as large dams, they have a smaller ecological footprint and are often easier and faster to implement. Run-of-the-river systems represent a promising solution for communities seeking renewable energy without significant environmental costs. Tidal and wave energy, expanding water's power potential. Beyond traditional hydropower, water's energy potential extends to tidal and wave energy. Tidal power harnesses the gravitational pull of the moon and sun, which causes tides to rise and fall. By capturing this movement, tidal power plants generate electricity through underwater turbines or tidal barrages. Wave energy, on the other hand, uses the kinetic energy of surface waves to drive generators. Both tidal and wave energy are considered highly predictable and renewable, making them attractive options for coastal regions. However, these technologies are still in the developmental phase, with challenges related to high costs, installation complexities, and potential impacts on marine ecosystems. Continued research and innovation are critical to unlocking the full potential of tidal and wave energy as viable power sources. Small-scale hydropower, empowering remote communities. Small-scale hydropower systems, often referred to as micro or pico hydropower, provide localized energy solutions for rural or remote areas. These systems are designed to generate power from small streams or rivers, offering an affordable and sustainable alternative to extending grid infrastructure. They can supply electricity for homes, schools, and businesses, significantly improving the quality of life in off-grid communities. Unlike large-scale projects, small-scale hydropower requires minimal construction and has negligible environmental impact. These systems are also relatively easy to maintain and can be tailored to meet specific community needs. By empowering remote regions with renewable energy, small-scale hydropower plays a vital role in promoting energy equity and sustainable development globally. Waterways as economic arteries, the role of water in global trade. Water transportation has been a cornerstone of global commerce for centuries, serving as an efficient and cost-effective means of moving goods over long distances. Oceans, rivers, and canals provide natural pathways that allow ships to carry massive quantities of cargo, including raw materials, manufactured goods, and energy resources. The economic importance of water transportation is underscored by its role in international trade, which relies on maritime shipping for approximately 80% of global trade volume. Major shipping routes like the Panama Canal, Suez Canal, and the Strait of Malacca are vital choke points that facilitate the flow of goods between continents. Ports along these waterways, such as Rotterdam in Europe and Shanghai in Asia, act as hubs for economic activity, driving regional and global development. Shipping industries create millions of jobs worldwide, from shipbuilders and dock workers to logistics managers and sailors. Moreover, water transportation is more fuel efficient and environmentally friendly compared to other modes of transport like air or road, making it a sustainable option in an era of rising carbon emissions. However, challenges such as piracy, congestion, and the environmental impact of shipping, e.g. oil spills, highlight the need for innovation and regulation to ensure water transportation remains a reliable economic driver. Rivers and canals, lifelines for inland economies. While oceans dominate global trade, rivers and canals play an equally critical role in facilitating regional and local commerce. Inland waterways connect rural areas with urban centers, enabling the transport of agricultural products, raw materials, and industrial goods. Rivers like the Mississippi in the United States, the Rhine in Europe, and the Ganges in India are economic lifelines, supporting industries, agriculture, and tourism in the regions they traverse. Canals, both natural and man-made, enhance the utility of rivers by creating additional navigation routes. For instance, the Erie Canal in the United States revolutionized trade in the 19th century by linking the Great Lakes to the Atlantic Ocean. Similarly, the Kiel Canal in Germany and the Volga-Don Canal in Russia have been instrumental in boosting regional economies by reducing transit times and costs. The efficiency of river and canal transport also makes it an attractive option for bulk goods like coal, grain, and construction materials. However, maintaining these waterways requires significant investment in dredging, lock systems, and flood management. The potential for climate change to alter water levels further emphasizes the need for adaptive strategies to ensure the continued viability of these crucial economic channels. Naval power. Water as a strategic asset in warfare. Water has long been a decisive factor in warfare, with control over seas, rivers, and other waterways often determining the outcome of conflicts. Navies have historically served as a projection of national power, safeguarding trade routes, defending coastlines, and engaging in military operations. From the ancient fleets of the Mediterranean to modern aircraft carriers, naval power has evolved alongside technological advancements, solidifying the importance of water in military strategy. During World War II, control of key waterways like the Atlantic Ocean, the Pacific Theater, and the English Channel played pivotal roles in the Allied victory. The use of submarines, destroyers, and amphibious landing craft demonstrated the versatility of water-based warfare. In modern times, naval forces are critical in addressing new challenges, such as piracy, maritime terrorism, and geopolitical tensions in areas like the South China Sea. Beyond traditional warfare, waterways are increasingly used for strategic maneuvers like blockades and embargoes, which can cripple an enemy's economy. Access to freshwater sources is also emerging as a potential flashpoint for future conflicts, particularly in regions where water scarcity is a growing concern. The strategic importance of water in warfare underscores its dual role as a resource to be protected and a domain to be contested. Passenger transport, the role of waterways in human connectivity. Water transportation has historically been a vital mode of travel for people, connecting distant regions and enabling cultural exchange. From ancient ferries crossing rivers to luxurious ocean liners, waterways have facilitated human movement for commerce, migration, and leisure. Even in the age of aviation, water transport remains relevant, particularly for regions where land infrastructure is limited or inaccessible. Cruise ships, a modern evolution of passenger water transport, contribute significantly to the tourism industry, generating billions of dollars annually. popular routes in the Caribbean, Mediterranean, and Alaskan waterways attract millions of travelers, boosting local economies and providing employment in ports and related industries. Similarly, ferries and water taxis serve as essential transit systems in cities like Venice, Hong Kong, and Istanbul, reducing congestion and connecting communities. In developing nations, water transport often serves as the primary means of mobility for rural populations, enabling access to education, healthcare, and markets. However, the sector faces challenges such as safety concerns, outdated infrastructure, and environmental impact. Investments in modernizing fleets, improving safety standards, and adopting cleaner technologies are essential for maximizing the potential of water transportation as a means of human connectivity. Waterborne transport and environmental challenges, striking a balance. While water transportation is often celebrated for its efficiency and low carbon footprint, it is not without environmental challenges. Large ships contribute to air and water pollution through emissions and waste discharge, while invasive species transported via ballast water disrupt local ecosystems. Oil spills and other accidents can have devastating effects on marine life and coastal communities. Efforts to mitigate these issues include the adoption of cleaner fuels, such as liquefied natural gas, LNG, and the development of electric and hybrid ships. International regulations like the International Maritime Organization's IMO sulfur cap aim to reduce harmful emissions from ships. Additionally, technologies like ballast water treatment systems and hull designs that minimize drag are helping to reduce the environmental impact of water transportation. Sustainable practices, such as better waste management and stricter safety protocols, are also critical. For instance, many ports now offer facilities for ships to dispose of waste responsibly, while stricter monitoring ensures compliance with environmental standards. Balancing the economic benefits of waterborne transport with environmental stewardship is essential for preserving the health of our oceans and rivers while sustaining their role as vital transportation corridors. Water and the evolution of life. Water is the foundation upon which all life on Earth has evolved. From the earliest single-celled organisms to the complex ecosystems of today, water has provided the environment and conditions necessary for life to develop and thrive. Its unique properties have shaped the trajectory of evolution, influencing everything from cellular structures to the behavior of entire species. The story of life begins in the primordial oceans, where water served as the medium for chemical reactions that led to the formation of organic molecules. These molecules eventually combined to form the first living cells, marking the emergence of life approximately 3.8 billion years ago. The stability and abundance of water in liquid form on Earth were crucial factors that allowed life to persist and diversify. Water's role in evolution is evident in the adaptations of organisms to aquatic environments. Fish developed streamlined bodies and gills to navigate and breathe in water, while amphibians bridged the gap between aquatic and terrestrial life, evolving limbs and lungs for survival in both environments. Even terrestrial animals, including humans, retain a deep connection to water, evident in their dependence on it for hydration, reproduction, and survival. The evolution of plants also highlights water's importance. Early plants thrived in water-rich environments, but as they colonized land, they developed vascular systems to transport water and nutrients. This adaptation allowed for the growth of forests, which in turn transformed the planet's atmosphere and climate, paving the way for terrestrial life to flourish. Water has also influenced the behavior and social structures of species. Many animals, from elephants to birds, migrate seasonally to find water sources. Social behaviors, such as communal drinking or bathing, often revolve around access to water, reflecting its centrality to survival. Understanding water's role in evolution underscores its importance in sustaining life today. As ecosystems face increasing threats from climate change and human activity, protecting water resources is vital to preserving biodiversity and the evolutionary processes that continue to shape our world. Water in space exploration. Water is not only essential for life on Earth, but also a key focus of space exploration. Scientists and astronomers search for water on other planets and celestial bodies as a marker of potential habitability and as a resource for future space missions. Its presence or absence offers critical insights into the history and potential of life beyond Earth. The discovery of water on the Moon, Mars, and moons like Europa and Enceladus has transformed our understanding of the solar system. Mars, with its polar ice caps and evidence of ancient riverbeds, suggests that liquid water once flowed on its surface. This raises the possibility that microbial life may have existed, or may still exist, on the red planet. Europa, one of Jupiter's moons, is believed to harbor a subsurface ocean beneath its icy crust, making it a prime candidate in the search for extraterrestrial life. Water is also a critical resource for human exploration and colonization of space. Its potential to be broken down into hydrogen and oxygen makes it a valuable source for both breathable air and rocket fuel. NASA and private space companies are developing technologies to extract water from lunar ice and other extraterrestrial sources, enabling longer missions and reducing the need to transport water from Earth. The study of water in space extends beyond our solar system. Astronomers have detected water vapor in the atmospheres of exoplanets, expanding the search for habitable worlds. These discoveries fuel the hope that water and life might be more common in the universe than previously thought. Water's role in space exploration highlights its universal significance. By studying water on other planets and moons, we deepen our understanding of life's potential and the interconnectedness of the cosmos. Water and human history, a catalyst for civilization. Throughout history, water has been the catalyst for the rise and fall of civilizations. Rivers, lakes, and other water sources have provided sustenance, transportation, and protection, shaping the development of societies and their cultures. From ancient Mesopotamia to modern metropolises, water has driven human progress and defined the contours of history. The earliest civilizations arose near rivers, where fertile floodplains supported agriculture. The Tigris and Euphrates in Mesopotamia, the Nile in Egypt, the Indus in South Asia, and the Yellow River in China were cradles of human innovation. These rivers enabled irrigation, which allowed communities to grow surplus crops, leading to population growth, trade, and the establishment of complex societies. Water also played a central role in cultural and spiritual practices. The Nile, for instance, was revered as a divine entity in ancient Egypt, symbolizing life and renewal. Similarly, the Ganges River in India remains a sacred site, drawing millions of pilgrims who seek its purifying waters. Access to water has often been a source of conflict. Historical battles over river boundaries and water rights underscore its strategic importance. The control of water routes, such as the Silk Road's caravanserais and maritime trade lanes, shaped the economic and political fortunes of empires. In modern times, the Industrial Revolution marked a turning point in water use. Rivers powered machinery and facilitated transportation, driving urbanization and technological advancement. However, industrialization also introduced pollution, highlighting the need for sustainable water management. Today, water remains central to global development. Urban water systems, hydroelectric dams, and international treaties aim to balance the demands of growing populations with the need to preserve ecosystems. Recognizing water's historical significance can inspire solutions to contemporary challenges, ensuring that it continues to support human progress. The future of water, challenges and opportunities. As the world faces increasing water-related challenges, the future of water is a topic of critical importance. Climate change, population growth, and technological advancements will shape how water is managed, accessed, and valued in the decades to come. Addressing these challenges requires innovative solutions and a collective commitment to sustainability. One of the greatest challenges is ensuring equitable access to clean water. Currently, over 2 billion people lack reliable access to safe drinking water, a situation that is expected to worsen with climate change. Rising temperatures and altered precipitation patterns are reducing water availability in many regions, while extreme weather events such as hurricanes and droughts disrupt water systems. Technological innovation offers hope for addressing water scarcity. Advances in desalination technology, for example, are making it possible to convert seawater into fresh water more efficiently and affordably. Other emerging technologies, such as nanofiltration, atmospheric water generation, and smart water grids, promise to revolutionize water management. Public policies and international cooperation are also essential. Treaties governing shared water resources, such as the Nile Basin Initiative and the Indus Waters Treaty, demonstrate the potential for collaboration in resolving disputes. Investment in infrastructure, such as reservoirs and water treatment plants, can enhance resilience to water-related crises. Public awareness and education are equally important. Encouraging water conservation, reducing pollution, and supporting sustainable practices can empower individuals and communities to make a difference. Efforts to value water, not just as a commodity, but as a shared resource, will foster a sense of responsibility and stewardship. The future of water depends on our ability to adapt, innovate, and cooperate. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video if you found it helpful. Stay tuned for more insightful content right here on TrendsZ. Stay safe and hydrated, and we'll see you in the next video.